Alan, one of the requirements to meet the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion is the physical presence test. Tell me a little bit more about that works, and are there any exclusions that might disqualify someone from meeting that test?
So with the physical presence test, it is a day count test, and it seems to be the easiest one to understand, but we find that there's a lot of misconceptions about this. You have to be outside of the United States for 330 days during any 12-month rolling period. So this is not necessarily a January 1st to a December 31st like a lot of people believe. It's any 12-month period, and you can pick and choose, per regulations, pick and choose the dates that best work for you. So it could be, for example, from a July 1st, 1 year, going all the way through June 30th of the following year. You will get the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion partially over that first year, and then that's partially over that second year. It's a strict day count test, so you have to be very meticulous in keeping track of the number of days you're in the United States. The only exception is if you're taking a connecting flight through the United States, you're in an airport for 24 hours or less, and you don't leave the airport. That's the only exception. If you wind up getting ill, if you miss a flight, if you're delayed because of a car accident or something like that, and you wind up spending more than 35 days in the United States, which means, in the most technical sense, you're not spending at least 330 days outside of the United States, then you're disqualified from being able to claim Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. So be very diligent in keeping track of your days. Going over by 1 day could literally cost you tens of thousands of dollars in additional tax that you never expected you'd have to pay.
If someone qualifies for both the Bona Fide Residence Test and the physical presence test, is there one that's preferential over the other?
Now, it's my personal preference that if you qualify for both, to claim the physical presence test. The reason being is it's a black or white day count test. Do you meet the day count requirements? Yes or no? And if you do, well then, all you have to do on an audit is to show that you meet that day count test, versus the Bona Fide Residence Test, which is subjective. And when it comes down to something that's subjective like that, there's a lot more risk that it's not going to go in your favor if you ever get audited. So that's why I always like to prefer claiming the physical presence test when possible. It's just a lot easier. It's a lot easier to defend against an audit. I just feel it's a lot safer.